His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, I think that this is, I don't know whether this has been done before in this country, but he has launched a code of conduct for the appointees. Now, ebi obi beka se code of conduct very simple. In Shishaya, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, epese the appointees, enamso se say. Na se ohena se ya appointed as minister and as CEO and na yama appointment bibia from aban na san hyehyɛ no win this so technically no ye be pamel nti no rules and regulations what as na make no ebi menya sure say ebi esi wo Ghana that president bi anya sa and so I've gotten the documents of the code of conduct what you say menya code of conduct documents no I want us to go through it and then see what the president is expecting from his appointees. A 66 paged, what you say, a 66 page document. Obviously, we can't go through all here, but we try as much as possible to go through the able to me go through no. Into what it talks about ministerial conduct into ministers conduct. I was a put up statement of ethics, civility, courtesy and restraint, public duty, nature of conflict of interest. At here, the minister and conflict of interest situations, managing conflict of interest, general decision-making conflict. It is a well thought out programmer or more kasa about every single level. Inti minister, usubambia wasa udane di, inyamabia wasa woye, seni wasa ubu as minister. At here, minister or ma contractor, inyama wasa udiso, dia wasa woye. You see, and the president Ekufuado, yen na ye hun seni na conflict of interest now forward to Njapadi and Nyama. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wants to fight against that. Now it also talks about influence peddling. Say we minister ninti. Now we use ni role as a minister no. Now or the year Nyama bi enhum here. What you say? Also talks about transparency and accountability. Okay, and all that. The use of budgetary allocation. Budget ayedebema no share so say obe disu ye. Loyalty, commitment and dedication, discipline, diligence and professionalism. Also talks about gifts. Say, uye minister na obi bechewade a, obi anka se mo obi ma mechewade. But ye bechewade na ebro a certain level a, was say u declare. Nti eno na ebe ma obi ehu say minister we ye ba beche ne car, minister we ye cheni say, what you say. I think say ni now so ebwa. Nti no basically no, this is the whole thing. Now let's read the message from the president and then we'll glance through the whole document and then see what the president is expecting from his ministers. I say, message from the president: good governance, transparency and accountability form the foundation of strong partnerships between state and society as well as among citizens. They are interconnected principles that create a government that is legitimate, effective, and widely supported by citizens. It is under this umbrella that we, as public office holders, must constantly be mindful that public confidence in government institutions is vital to democracy. These principles should therefore guide our daily actions and decision-making processes. Principles are we as public office holder principles yina every single day wo kona okoye juma oye minister e was who these principles so also this code of conduct clearly sets out my expectations of a government of integrity, honesty, impartiality, respect, decency, incorruptibility, competence, professionalism, and standards of conduct that can withstand the closest public scrutiny. For persons who value service to the nation and uprightness, these principles may already be ingrained in their minds and exhibited through their actions. It is, however, necessary for the sake of uniformity and the avoidance of doubt to attempt to capture in one document rules and procedures to guide those who may falter for one reason or the other. I recognize that it is difficult to capture in one handbook every single rule that would help promote a government of honor and respectability, but this handbook goes a long way in setting the pace for the kind of governance I intend to pursue and my expectations of my appointments and myself. Emphasis has been placed on understanding and upholding the standards of appropriate conduct, preventing the misuse of official positions for personal gain and ensuring that any conflict between personal interest and public duty is resolved in favor of the public interest. I say all political appointees must, among other things, adhere to the highest ethical standards of professional conduct, act in a manner consistent with the government's agenda, upholding values of excellency, integrity, and respect, safeguard government property, and refrain from purchasing same, either directly or indirectly. You know, some of the rules I say political appointee will be when your political appointment the highest ethical standards of professional conduct. Make sure say obey professional. Oye obia when your political appointment and yen the wow His Excellency John Dramani Mahama womba bontin man me din krofuatem unso memma bontin me din krofuatem ye professional, be professional. Or say act in a manner consistent with government's agenda, upholding values of excellence, integrity, and respect. So what when I say o mine ewo agenda bi say agenda ne say ye bugana for ye bu o mine ye bu o mine with integrity one kasa act in that manner. President the agenda nam say ye di obu o magana for na wu minister onam na u di Ghana for atem dabi. You are not acting in the grand agenda. I say safeguard government property and refrain from purchasing same either directly or indirectly. But Ghana japade ho ban. Men kon koto Ghana japade said directly wo to ana wo koto de ahye webusuani bi din mu men di say adwuma no. A part of the ethics. Prevent waste and mismanagement in the interest of public accountability and national development. Men kon ko shisika, men ko sei sika. Men ko shisika and sei sika and say Ghana japade and shi Ghana japade. Demonstrate loyalty, commitment, and dedication in the execution of ministerial duties and responsibilities. Oh yeah, o duty as minister or responsibility and making sure say we are loyal. President no plan our diaba amunia mo apene so no eno na wo ye. This is politics. At the end of the day, we minister na mo cabinet krana e bia say won nwen decision biaba na at the end of the day decision no enye no na wo hu ne say eye de wo dwen a at the end of the day omo to so aba omo say direction we ne yenko. You have to be loyal. I say I pledge to deal swiftly and decisively with any political appointee who breaches any of the standards set out in this code of conduct. It is Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Samuel Walker say code of conduct here wodi to jai say wo he na we in this wa e adia one will be din no code of conduct no. Or say the purpose of this section is to guide the minister on how to act and manage his or her affairs in order to uphold the highest professional standards and avoid conflicts of interest. For the avoidance of doubt, the term minister includes deputy ministers, presidential staffers, chief executive officers, and deputy chief executive officers of state and parastatal institutions, members of the Council of State, and other political appointees in the executive arm of government. It was say code of conduct no wabo ministers din there, but men konko ye say unye minister nti asem a work and emfa ho or person or say baby a we hu say what true minister e code of conduct we mu bia no it affects every government appointee. It's a moment we need that ho. Into ministerial conduct, or say the minister is held to the highest standards of conduct in his or her actions, including those directly related to his or her functions. Hence, the minister must A. Seek to advance the common good of the communities he or she serves, in recognition that public office involves public trust. Into the first code, and say, we a minister, and I appoint you, our company bia, company now wono, at the pa ebeboa company ni na wo say wo ye. And then your common sense. That's the first thing. Ya appoint you, say sebi, u titi go temu krana, make sure say at the pa ebeboa say adwuma na wo ye na wo de titi go temu no, eno na wo de be ye. Yesi titi go temu na wakwa koto V8 na wo de nambra bi. Ebia yesi titi go temu, eno ne say o to enyama e de be titi go temu na aye adwuma ni yie. O boa emomo metiti mu no omo nso tumi aye ni yie. What you say? Aha, into the first thing code of conduct no. baby a yede wa hye se ye adwuma no saa field no ade a ebeboa saa field no ene wo se wo ye. 2. Ensure that his or her official position or official power is not used improperly to his or her personal advantage. Make sure say to me na yede ama no wo mfa nye adebone se pesemi nkuminya o de ya ade na wo nko awenya. Se ya fa say minister nti na wonam na wodi utumi season nkrofo nyapade wia nkrofo nsase enyama yehu bi wo krom ha. Se ya fa minister nti na wodi utumi sisi nkrofo obo nkrofo ye ade chaka. Hwese wonye sa ade no. C. Ensure that any conflict between his or her personal interest and public interest is resolved in favor of public interest. Se asemba na asem no between wo ene oman na make sure say obefa oman na jawo no personal. Uye minister, uye appointee. Na bibiba na asem no otena asem ne so na between wo de wo pe ene de oman ne pa choose de oman ne pe eja de wo pe. Enti uye minister ebia wo field bi kwa enwuma na ekoma no ana wo field bi ebia wo no pese wo pay edwuma bi di koma nkrofo bi wo constituency. Yese da bi edwuma no nkrofo bi sefata omo mfiri wo constituency de na so omo sefata mo se wo se ye de mo omo fa edwuma no ma wo mo a omo sefata no in the public interest than say wo personal interest. D. Act honestly and in manner that maintains government's integrity, objectivity, and impartiality. Make sure say de wo ye bia no ade bia ebema obi ehu ne say oh nipa kro we ade a wa ye die ema aban no ye na ye hu say aban no o ya ade. Impartiality. Men konko ye yes ye NDC aban de ba men konko ye say we ye MPP ni ntime nyema no da bi o ye aban e na waba di assembly so na ye be impartial. Also perform his or her duties and manage his or her personal affairs in a manner that can stand the closest public scrutiny. Ye ejuma perform your duty so that ekokoba say ye hwe wo nsemu a ube biemu say mumbra mbehwe mi nsemu mindi bone. Men konko ye te say electoral commission ye ka se ye beye auditing of the system or say that be mempene nanka waya de panka say ye ne system auditing nanka obepene into ye minister o ye government appointee bia na di ejumapa ti later enkrofo bi ebe rezi issue ana auditing eba si ye pese ye hwe usika semu se nia wa spend sika o si oh me de mindi bone bia momra mehwe. Yes sir. F. Protect the integrity of the decision-making process of government by placing on record any personal interest that might influence or be seen to influence his or her decision-making processes. Okay, na said bibi assembly baba bekoso. Na asem na ekoso no. O personal interest bi wo mo a. Mankrofo hu, ma ban hu, ma Ghana fo hu se asem we say ni say na eko. Now so sense me personal interest in say ni say nti there at the end of the day no ma mengi na echi na oman no yemo oman ne de no enkoso. Avoid situation in which he or she gains remuneration or other advantage from information acquired only by reason of his or his office. And we know, let me give a perfect example. You see, there are people in the financial sector. Ibia, oh yeah, I'm not saying at forcing per se, but I'm trying to say someone like a finance minister. You have information, okay? Or information be on the financial sector be and crofonium. Inti be a finance minister no, we who say I'm trying to say a stock like I'm trying to say, and I'm going pure into stock the Ghana Stock Exchange. I'm trying to say finance minister no, what's it from Bank of Ghana say omo be pompi sike bi ashe ebia Ghana Commercial Bank emu. And so anyone who trades and holds the shares of Ghana Commercial Bank no unim say likely say Ghana Commercial Bank shares ebe appreciate it. Into your finance minister and now ye juma as appointee at the finance ministry. Now what's it? Information say ye be pompi sika era Ghana Commercial Bank no wa wakwakoto shares no because unim say kianeke ebe appreciate it. No kwaren so ye di sika be share Ghana Commercial Bank ni mu no omo shares appreciate ye ekosro na tre say e cheap money na we making no inti no say o information be in a sector na onim say say information no ebeboa wa in this way advantageous way bia jai sa de no ati ase inti no sa de we ya making ngofo bebre na fe the inside trading what you say it happens a lot even in America and a lot of places what you say into say safeguard government property, ensure its responsible use and implement measures to prevent waste and mismanagement in the interest of public accountability and national development. But on manager padie ho ban make sure say on manager padie no ye yusu ni ye. Make sure say yen she Ghana japadie bia because enye ye sika ye hu say your money sika nti na ye yusu bibia keke dabi bon ho ban obi wo ho we me hu bi da wo ye adwuma wo government we o twi government car wo tumi twi ni anyhow because onim say car no esei eni bibia kra na eyo no enye ono ni sika eya ban ne betia o ye adwuma wa ban office o ye adwuma wo government outfit bi yen fan so ye adwuma wo Ghana Water Company na ECG eno onu twi a car no or you su can for the personal gain pothole cra no the boom because when him say car no shock absorber say cra na enye ni sika na so your no ane car dia obetwi ni boko wo kwan so say ya ban ade e na wo so mu a make sure say o ye no pepe o ye no nyansim on hye no inti no no inti statement of ethics or say in his or her ministerial, political or personal roles the minister must act lawfully and uphold and be seen to uphold the highest ethical standards in relation to the president, his or her duties, and the people of Ghana. These standards include integrity, respect, probity, transparency, accountability, ethics, propriety, commitment, and loyalty. Hence, the minister must act honestly. Inti, uye minister wo krom ha, uye government appointee, the number one thing aye pesa uye ne se dinokware, as simple as that. Bibia uye bia dinokware. Dinokware won sembiemu dinokware odi dinokware tre Ghana for adia His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or requested from the ministers no uphold the highest standards of integrity, truthfulness and transparency in all dealings and decision making to preserve and enhance public confidence and trust in integrity, objectivity and impartiality of government. Udinokware Ghana for be sha ase nya gidie e wa ban ni mu ade na ankoyi a wo se we die ankoyi Ghana for be sha ase nya gidie or say perform his or her official duties and manage his or her personal affairs in a manner that withstands the closest public scrutiny. Senya say you read this anyama we da ati ase make sure say juma awudi no later enkrofo bi ba se wo mo baba we hwemu a unyane because we di asem no kwai wo bebi a ye de wo share ye no. Prioritize public interest above personal or political interest in considering the merits of each case. I think so we've gone through this. Asemba na ye between wo any aban a chusu de ebebo aban no eja wo de no. Inti no I think say the code of the ethics no. So far I think that we've done 14 pages out of the 66. Talks about civility, courtesy and restraint. Now, another sector me pese me ma wo hu the gift. There was something interesting about the gift area that I want to read. And so this one talks about the whole, conflict of interest and the like, the interest of family and personal friends. What you say, making sure say uye minister ejapadie bi enye wo ebusuanfo like what the MPP were doing in their time. What you say, investigations of conflicts of interest and the likes, influence peddling, transparency and accountability. And so this is more like more in-depth, okay, into the point I read here, ensuring a safe, fair, and respectful workplace. Uye minister, we jumem, making sure say ebuo ewo ho, making sure say unkonko di obi eni, making sure say ho security bibia ye fine, appropriate use of information and the like, use of budgetary allocation. Or say the government aims to utilize financial resources prudently and efficiently. Hence, the minister must ensure that public funds are spent responsibly in a manner that prevents waste, inefficiency, and corruption. Listen, every single person and the way say, if you are able to budget and live within your means, or even live beneath your means. That is how you'll be able to build wealth along the years. All these ministers, no, they know this thing. It's as someone here can say, "Oh, you minister." Na ene, and now your government appointee ya. Sika ye di amount no make sure say we be diso. Budget na ye di amount no diso. Men konko ye, na konko bro, na o budget no man be bro. Because ohe Ghana ha say ya, ade a edi enya over the years. Say aban spend beyond the means. Say aban be budget say ye be spend 1 million. By the end of the year ye be hwene na aban spend be 3 million. Intino minister bia government appointee bia budget bia ye di amount no. Make sure you live within that means. Atiase. Loyalty, commitment, and dedication. We've spoken about that. Into gift no any. Okay. Or see. To avoid into achedie, uye minister ni yeche wadie, and now your government appointee bia yeche wadie any. Or see, to avoid the creation or appearance of an obligation, gifts in cash or kind, or say of an obligation, gifts in kind or kind are not to be solicited or accepted from commercial enterprises or any other organizations. Say commercial enterprise company be basa wa mo beche wadia menje because to dey be a companies ni bi no or che wadia so that at the end of the day no so waboa sa company no enya some competitive advantage. Inti company bia we minister we government appointee na de bia wo no company bia basa wo beche wade menye. I say an exception to this rule is the acceptance of a gift presented during an official visit to an institution. Say, ukokosra company no, na ukosra omo si wo waba besra yen, ye wa chede kitu ebi de ma wa ne de obetumi age. But say wo office na company na ba say wo beche wade a menje. Ba ukosra omo say oh minister waba besra yen ye we de ye dashi oh we de ukoi ji we kakra o de company wo de ji a chede kitu ewi aha ne de obetumi age. Or say the exchange of gifts. The exchange of gifts during official government visits is an accepted practice, and refusing such a gift may cause offense. You see, the entire and no yaka se jene se uko bi ho no che wade a naturally no uko na oka se wonji a wedi natem eye on se eye ade bi e wo ho naturally nti wo hwe ewiase kra na sikafo no be ka trel se uko sikani bi fie na uyo bi a untwe siga ana unnum nsa na o ma unsa se num na o ka se wonnum kra na ebi mu hu ne se ya atembidie because uko suro bi na o che wade na o se wonji a ase de o be se o trene se o fie ade we ade papa be ne wa ha mempe o de se wonpe kra na age oji a obitumi de ama obi foforo ati ase enti no eno hu nti ene ye ka se uko official visit ni e che wade dia obitumi age ati now I say such gifts are considered tokens of the office rather than personal endorsement for the minister. Also, the minister must submit any gift received in Ghana or from overseas to the secretary to cabinet for appropriate display. But ye che wadia, and I say ye che wona na waje na de ahye hu dabi. U minister no, e wo say ade na ya che no, wo de ekokoma secretary to the cabinet. Inti ye che u minister ade a fa come as a secretary to the cabinet. Now, on display no appropriately. Also, where the minister wishes to retain gifts received, he may do so only if the estimated value does not exceed 20,000. But ye che wade na ade na ye che no, embro 20,000 cedis dia, obetumi age na o de ahye obo. Ya che wade, o se wo mpa asem. O de akwa secretary to the cabinet. Hey, me call company we ade a wo mo che me as a minister ni o nti me mpa asem any problem no problem. But ya che wade na say hey ade nkrofo yi me call omo whatever say wako Gihok. O ye government appointee na wako Gihok for ho. So wo koye visit. O call ye no omo ache new products we mo ye nsan bi new products nso ye obi a we ni jinsan ho. Ni ya che wonsa new product no. O je ya o say hey challenge nsan new product dey ma men try hwe ma men try fa ni obetumi age. But make sure say ade na ya che no embru 20,000 cedis. Inti nsana ye de ache no eye less than 20,000 cedis dia obetumi age na wa no o de aye de opesa o de. But ade no ko bru 20,000 cedis pe the president Ekani, where the estimated value of the gift is more than 20,000 Ghana cedis, the minister may retain the gift during office, but must declare it to cabinet in the interest of transparency. Say ebru 20,000 dia opa obetumi keep gift no. Obetumi keep gift no. But e was say wobo cabinet amane dachi binti. Ti dachi bi say investigation bi bekoso ni ehun say wo kra no oje adamudie bi ana oje gift bi a at least cabinet akebia ma say oh oje gift no de bre in cabinet e ma ye release ma o nti eno na nya bone nti eno no wo ho. But say upon leaving office, the minister must relinquish to cabinet. Beba. I say upon leaving office, the minister must relinquish to cabinet any gift estimated to be worth over 20,000 Ghana cedis unless the minister obtains the express permission of the president to retain it. Say, o believe officer, sa gift na yedema ono still ewo hwa, ewo se wuja ema oman no. Eji se bia president na emuka so achede we ya yede chair wo no. O de obetumi de akọ. But say gift no ebru 20,000. Say ye car bi ene de aba be cha. Who free office one na e wo se wujan ma oman no. Memfa kan ne nko. And he talks about Hampers also. Ministers must not use government funds to purchase gifts. Inti wo ha ade ba ko ana in old governments no wo mo ye pan ene say Christmas ne saa we no eya na ye de aban sika eye Hampers. Emma ministers no ne we no you say this time around mamo nyesa ade ni biom. Mamo mfa aban sika enkonko ye Hampers, Christmas hamper ne Valentine hamper ne sa nyama mamo nkonko ye sa nyama ni biom. Whether during festive occasions or at other times, unless the gifts are for selected members of their staff in reward of excellence exhibited in the workplace or as an end of service benefit. Se ekobane se ebia e award ena moye se enkrofobia bo adwuma yi ena company no moye mo adwen se mo award sa enkrofo na ne de obetumi aye sa de no. But se enya sa na ye se ye ma gift no because e ye Christmas ye enya sa. For the avoidance of doubt, government funds include internally generated funds. Ye kama wati asase ye ka government fund a ene interest sika aban no ede beba bema company ne keke dabi. Company ni sika wa wenya no so e ka government funds ho. Men kwa kase o government funds dey send ne de aban sika wode ba na ye sika yenya no dabi eno so ka government funds so mamonye. For government entities that must distribute hampers as part of their corporate commercial policy, express written permission for the budgeted expenditure must be received from the office of the chief of staff. Se mo person mu distribute hamper as a bia corporate commercial policy and be more government entities na mo ye we na say chief of staff no or ma mo clearance answer. And so I mean basically no I'm saying we've gotten close to the middle of the document. So the document talks about a lot of things. And so that is that. Now, if you want to read the document on your own, I'll put the link in the description box. Okay? I'll put the link in the description box. You try to click on it and then get the document for yourself. No, try your comment box.